Yo, Steel Mills, what's the dizzle, man? Oh, shit, damn, fuck, man, god damn. Motherfuckers, man, this is why you don't rely on backup cameras, man. You know, we in a digital era, man, but don't allow your mobility skills to go dull, man. That backup camera can't catch everything, man. Ain't nothing wrong with you checking over both shoulders, man. God damn. Shit's a trip, man. But peep game, I want to talk about something, man. So in my last video, I talked about Raymond Mutataya versus Andy Cruz, and the undercard fight that I'm pretty excited about is Khalil Coe versus Jesse Hart. Now, granted, Jesse Hart, like, you know, I was throwing shade at David when I said, you know, he was gonna look to fight. He was gonna, you know, stay at 175 pounds and lock horns with Jesse Hart, because I just didn't see. I'm still not a super believer in David Benavidez to the degree of everybody else, but I definitely think he's a good fighter, and I think that he would have, you know, looking back on that, he would have beat the ever living shit out of a Jesse Hart. He'd have fucked Jesse Hart up, but you know, so I was like, just, you know, I'm not over the hill about him, so I'm with whatever with that fight. I wouldn't denigrate him for it, because I think, you know, that's the caliber of competition that, you know, that's the level that he's on. You know, he's not above fighting the Jesse Hart. So, you know, I was wrong as two left feet on that one. But the fight that I do like this fight for Khalil Coe, because Jesse Hart has been in there with Zordo, he's been in there with Joe Smith Jr. So he has championship experience under his belt. And that's what Khalil Coe needs right now, man. I like how they're stepping him up. I like how they're I like the matchmaking. I love the matchmaking that we're seeing from Khalil Coe. He avenged that loss with Gallegos in his last fight, and that was an incredible performance. So this fight right here, I'm really amped to see what he can do in front of somebody with championship experience. Me personally, I think he about to fuck Jesse Hart up. Jesse Hart has been in there. I mean, who else? He's been in there with, you know, Desmond Nicholson, I think it's Desmond or Damon Nicholson. You know, he's been in there with some reputable names, some names who've been in there with the somebodies, in particular Zordo and Joe Smith Jr. But, you know, he's never come out. He's had 2 fights with Zordo, and it just didn't go. It didn't go in his favor. But, you know, the point is he has that experience under his belt. But Khalil Coe, I think, is going to be one. Khalil Coe is about to be a problem at 175 pounds. As far our stock at light heavyweight is going to be Khalil Coe and Najee Lopez. That's just a fact. And I think this fight right here is a really good showcase to see where, you know, to gauge where Khalil Coe is at. He's about to fuck Jesse Hart up. I'm gonna just be real. Jesse Hart, you know, he's a tall dude. He's a tall, wiry dude, and he punches wide. He punches like he's trying to fight you at a range to where he's not trying to let you in. But he punches like that in ranges where you're already in. So in those instances, he leaves himself wide open to just get countered and get, you know, shots put down the middle on him. He punches really wide. And when you're in front of a sharpshooter like a Khalil Coe with an impeccable jab and heavy hands and really good feet and counter punching and everything, I just think it's going to be a little too insurmountable for that of a Jesse Hart. And if Khalil Coe can't go in there and get the job done in front of a Jesse Hart, we really need to consider, I'm going to have to reconsider everything it is I'm saying about him right now. He should go in here and crash this nigga, if I'm being real, man. I don't think Jesse Hart has anything for Khalil Coe outside of championship experience. I don't, man. I think Khalil Coe is going to be one of them factors at 175 pounds. And I hope after this fight, we start seeing him in there with the big dogs. We start seeing him in there, at the very least, a Katayev. Or even a Dennis, what's his name? Adam Dennis or whatever, the dude that Katayev just, you know, knocked out. We can start seeing them in there with them dudes. I mean, because they, you know, they're right on this, you know, they're practically right on the same playing field as far as fighting experience goes at, you know, on a professional level. I don't think Khalil Coe has that many fights. You dig? We can start seeing him in David Morrell, another dude. If he goes in there and he does what I'm expecting him to do to a Jesse Hart, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we can get a fight with him and David Morrell. I think a fight like that would be justified. You dig? Like who? I mean, just it's a lot of talent at 175 pounds, man. It is, man. Like I forget what sanctioning body it is, but he was ranked in the top 10 of that sanctioning body. I can't remember which one it was, but he was ranked within the top 10 of that sanctioning body. And I think this is a real good litmus test for him, a real good acid test for him, and see how he does in there with the likes of a Jesse Hart. I'm all for it. I love it. When I saw that fight, I was tweaking, and allegedly he backed out of the fight late last year because of an injury. I didn't know that. I'm cool. I'm ecstatic to see this shit, man, because I'm saying, I think Khalil Coe is a motherfucker, man. Khalil Coe is a motherfucker. After that, for him to go back and put, avenge his knockout loss to Gallegos in the manner that he did when he got a knockout, broke the dude's nose in the second round, just busted his shit open. That dude don't need no playing with, man. So I hope we get I hope he does what it is that I'm expecting him to do, because I got high hopes for Youngin. I got real high hopes for him. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it, man. Salute to Khalil Coe, and I hope this fight comes on the back of a multitude of other fights as well. So at a certain level, it's time for him to, if he goes in there and does it to this dude, it's time for him to start stepping up significantly, man. And I'm looking forward to it, man. So shout out to motherfucking Khalil Coe. Go in here and do a destruction job on this nigga, my nigga. Go ahead and make that happen, so we can see you in there with the who's who in the division. Because that's what I'm looking forward to. You in there with the who's who in the division. I want to see you in there with all them niggas. I want to see you in there with all them niggas, and eventually work your way up to title contention. We have nobody else. David is about to leave. We have no other stock at light heavyweight. We need you and Najee to be that stock. Doses.